My name is Chris, and this is my story. So, growing up, I was the youngest child, and my life basically revolved around getting attention from people. So, I would try to get really good grades or try to practice my instruments really hard to get people to notice me. And that was where I really found my worth and felt loved by people, was when people noticed me and gave me attention. I did grow up in a Christian home, so my parents dragged me and my brother to church every single week. Um, and we learned about Jesus growing up and how he loved us and how he died for our sins. But none of that really sunk in when I was younger. Um, so when my grades, weren't A pluses or my violin, I just didn't feel like I sounded really good. I turned to pornography for self worth and for pleasure. And then sophomore year of high school, my brother sent me on a retreat to learn about this agape love of God, this unconditional love, which I didn't really understand. But at the end of this weekend, he sent me all these letters from people that I didn't even know, and people that I knew growing up, that they all said they loved me because of Jesus and what he had done. And I think that really opened my eyes to how much I really was loved. But after that weekend, I ran away hard from God. I didn't keep up with those people. I didn't have a community to fall back on to tell them how I was feeling, or to keep me accountable for anything. So I got back deep into pornography. I started relying on grades and practicing again to find value. But when I got to college, I just felt worthless. My grades were lower than they had ever been. My violin skills felt mediocre at best. And then somebody pointed me to John 1:1 that says, "In the beginning, the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word is Jesus." And that surprised me because I had always thought, God created the world perfect, and then humans screwed it up, and then God sent Jesus to redeem it, to make it right again. But this verse said otherwise. This verse basically says that God knew that I was going to run away from him, that God knew that I was going to screw up, that God knew that I was going to feel worthless and run away from, and to just deny him a relationship with him. But it also said that Jesus chose me anyway, that Jesus said I was worth the sacrifice of being tortured on a cross for, that I was somebody worth saving. And that was the 180 difference for me, that I could run so hard and so far from somebody and that they would still pursue me and to choose me and say, I love you day after day. I just went from feeling worthless to feeling cherished, and it was all because of what Jesus did. Nothing that I did is still ever going to be good enough, but because of what Jesus did in choosing me on that cross, I feel loved and cherished every single day.